Have you ever stayed in a relationship, whether with a friend, a partner, or even a colleague, longer than you should have, just because it felt easier than leaving? You tell yourself, maybe it'll get better. You hold on to the good moments, the history, the shared experiences. But deep down, you know something isn't right. The ancient Stoics had a powerful approach to relationships. They believed that the people we surround ourselves with shape our character, our emotions, and ultimately our destiny. A relationship that constantly drains you, mentally, emotionally, or even spiritually, isn't just an inconvenience. It's a roadblock to becoming the best version of yourself. Today we're going to explore when it's time to walk away, how to do it with wisdom, and why letting go is sometimes the greatest act of self-respect. So, stay with me until the end, because every moment of this discussion could be the insight you need to make a life-changing decision. And if you find value in what we discussed today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who might need it. Now let's dive in. Sign 1. A relationship should help you grow, not hold you back. Picture this. You have dreams, goals, and ambitions. But every time you try to take a step forward, there's someone in your life subtly discouraging you. They might not do it outright. It could be small comments. Are you sure you can handle that? You're always so obsessed with self-improvement. That's not realistic. Just be happy with what you have. Little by little, you start questioning yourself. You hesitate. You settle. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. The process is mutual, for men learn while they teach." A true relationship, whether friendship, love, or mentorship, should elevate you. It should challenge you, inspire you, and make you feel capable of more, not less. So, ask yourself, does this person help me grow, or do they make me shrink? If it's the latter, it may be time to step away. Sign 2. Constant negativity is a warning sign. We all have bad days. But what happens when negativity isn't just a phase? It's the foundation of the relationship. Imagine walking into a room and immediately feeling a weight on your chest. Not because something is physically wrong, but because of the energy someone brings into your life. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, believed that our inner peace is too valuable to be sacrificed to the wrong company. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." If someone constantly brings drama, jealousy, or bitterness into your life, ask yourself, is this my burden to carry? You are not obligated to be the emotional caretaker for someone who refuses to grow. You can show empathy without sacrificing your own well-being. You can care without staying trapped in a cycle of negativity, because at the end of the day, the company you keep influences your mindset. And a mindset filled with constant negativity is a life half-lived. Sign 3. You feel drained after every interaction. Some relationships feel like sunlight pouring into your soul, energizing, inspiring, leaving you with a sense of warmth and vitality that lingers long after the conversation ends. They spark creativity, ambition, and a quiet but profound sense of peace. But then, there are those other interactions, the ones that feel like trudging through mud under a leaden sky. You walk away feeling depleted, like the air has been slowly siphoned from your lungs. Ever notice how some people seem to draw energy from you like a sponge soaking up water, leaving you dry and gasping for breath? Ask yourself, when you leave their presence, do you feel renewed or reduced? Does your mind feel clearer, your spirit lighter? Or do you find yourself replaying conversations tangled in frustration or drowning in emotional fatigue? Epictetus, a man who dedicated his life to understanding human nature and resilience, warned us of this very phenomenon when he said, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." Consider this wisdom carefully. If someone consistently drains your energy, it's more than just an inconvenience, it's a glaring red flag waving in the storm. Your time, mental space, and emotional well-being are invaluable. So why give them away to those who leave you feeling hollow and diminished? Life is too brief to waste it on those who chip away at your spirit rather than nurture it. Realize this: the people you surround yourself with either fuel your growth or stifle it. A conversation with a true friend feels like nourishment, a surge of vitality coursing through your veins. But with others, it's as if your own joy is their fuel, leaving you with nothing but ashes. So, if a relationship leaves you feeling perpetually drained, it's not a subtle sign, it's a blaring siren. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away. Sign 4. Your boundaries are repeatedly disrespected. A healthy relationship, whether it's with a friend, a lover, or a business partner, thrives on mutual respect and understanding. Boundaries aren't just arbitrary lines, they are expressions of your values, your emotional well-being, and your self-respect. When you've laid out your limits with clarity, when you've spoken your truth about what you can and cannot tolerate, and yet those lines are trampled upon time and time again, it's more than mere negligence. It's a dismissal of your worth. Seneca wisely noted, "He who does not prevent a crime when he can encourages it." If you continuously allow your boundaries to be disrespected, you inadvertently teach others that their disregard is acceptable. It's like watching someone tear down a fence you painstakingly built to safeguard your peace, and then pretending the breach is tolerable. How often have you felt the sting of betrayal disguised as carelessness? How often have you made excuses for someone's repeated violations, convincing yourself they didn't mean it? The truth is, when someone disregards your boundaries, they're not simply ignoring rules, they're neglecting your dignity. You have two choices: endure their disrespect and let resentment fester like an untreated wound, or walk away with your integrity intact. Choosing the latter isn't selfish, it's survival, it's courage. You don't owe anyone endless chances. The world will always demand more from you if you continue to give without question. Your peace is your responsibility. Protect it fiercely. Sign 5. The relationship is built on obligation, not choice. Are you staying because your heart compels you, or because invisible chains of duty hold you in place? When relationships transform from genuine connections into suffocating obligations, they lose their vibrancy, their warmth, like a once roaring fire reduced to dull, cold ash. The Stoics championed the pursuit of intention in all things, valuing authenticity over hollow gestures made out of fear, guilt, or societal pressure. Picture this. You continue to nurture a friendship not out of genuine affection, but because you dread the discomfort of confrontation. You call, you text, you meet up, not because you yearn for their presence, but because the thought of their disappointment claws at your conscience. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." What quality of thought can flourish in a garden choked by resentment, anxiety, and guilt? It's like trying to breathe in a room where the air grows thinner with each passing day. Why remain trapped in a connection that leaves you feeling more burdened than fulfilled? A relationship rooted in obligation is like a tree planted in shallow soil. Its roots will never grow deep enough to endure the storms of life. If your mind returns again and again to feelings of resentment, stress, or guilt, isn't it time to question whether this relationship deserves the space it occupies in your life? Sign 6. You're the only one putting in effort. A relationship is a two-way street meant to be navigated together. But what happens when you're the only one steering, fueling the journey with your energy, while the other person remains a passive passenger? If you're always the one initiating conversations, planning outings, offering emotional support, or making sacrifices, while the other person comfortably takes without reciprocating, it's more than just a red flag. It's a glaring warning sign. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual effort, where both parties willingly invest their time, energy, and care. Imagine trying to row a boat alone while your partner sits idly, enjoying the ride but never picking up an oar. It's exhausting, demoralizing, and over time, resentment builds like a storm cloud. Why should you be the only one fighting to keep something alive? Ask yourself, why am I holding on to someone who's content watching me struggle? True connection is about shared effort, where both hands reach out, not just yours. If the imbalance persists, it's not a partnership, it's a performance. And you deserve more than an audience. Sign 7. You keep making excuses for their behavior. Have you ever found yourself whispering reassurances to your own wounded heart? Telling yourself, that's just how they are, as if their cruelty is somehow etched into the fabric of the universe, unchangeable and inevitable. Or perhaps you've murmured, they don't mean to hurt me, clutching to the faint hope that intentions alone should absolve them of the pain they've inflicted. Maybe in moments of self-doubt you've even wondered, am I just being too sensitive? But consider this. How many times have you bent over backward rationalizing away disrespect or manipulation? The Stoics, champions of clarity and reason, urged us to confront reality with unflinching honesty. They believed in seeing things as they truly are, not through the distorted lens of wishful thinking or denial. When someone's actions repeatedly leave you feeling drained, anxious, or bruised, no amount of justifications can change that truth. Ask yourself, are you holding them accountable, or are you merely shielding them from the consequences of their own actions? Just as a doctor cannot heal a wound by pretending it doesn't exist, you cannot find peace by ignoring what is right before your eyes. The harshness of reality is often kinder than the comfort of illusion. Recognize the pattern, see it clearly, and most importantly, have the courage to act on that truth. Sign 8. The relationship no longer aligns with your values. Growth is inevitable. As we evolve, our priorities shift, our desires sharpen, and our understanding of what truly matters deepens. What once felt like harmony can suddenly feel like dissonance, a constant grating clash between who you were and who you're becoming. Epictetus wisely urged, first say to yourself what you would be and then do what you have to do. But how often do we heed that call? How often do we betray our own values just to preserve a connection that no longer serves us? Imagine striving for integrity, honesty, and kindness, only to find yourself tethered to someone who undermines those very principles. You compromise, you justify, you try to bend yourself into shapes that feel unnatural, all for the sake of preserving what once was. But deep down, staying means sacrificing pieces of your soul. Walking away isn't selfish. It's a declaration of self-respect. It's courage. It's choosing to honor your evolution rather than clinging to a version of yourself that no longer exists. The pain of letting go pales in comparison to the agony of living a lie. Sign 9. You're afraid of letting go. We often cling to what's familiar, not because it fulfills us, but because the thought of release feels like stepping off a cliff into darkness. Our minds craft illusions of safety within routines and relationships that have long ceased to nurture us. But pause and ask yourself, Am I staying because this truly serves my growth or because the fear of change has shackled me to comfort? Picture a bird gripping a branch, not realizing it was meant to soar. Fear whispers that the unknown is dangerous, that the discomfort of staying is better than the uncertainty of freedom. But is it? Growth rarely thrives in the soil of stagnation. It flourishes when you dare to walk away from what no longer serves you, whether it's a draining job, a toxic relationship, or outdated beliefs. It's not just about leaving, it's about choosing yourself over complacency. Growth is a ruthless sculptor. It chisels away comfort to reveal the person you were meant to become. Are you willing to let go of the branch and discover what it means to truly fly? Sign 10. The power of letting go. One of the most excruciating truths we face in life is that not every relationship is designed to endure the test of time. It's a harsh reality, one that cuts deep, but it's also a necessary lesson in the art of resilience. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, likened life to a grand voyage across the unpredictable seas. Imagine yourself as the captain of your own ship, navigating through tempests and tranquil waters alike. Along the way, various souls board your vessel, friends, lovers, mentors, each with their own destinations, their own reasons for traveling beside you. For a time, their presence feels essential, their companionship like a warm light in the chill of night. But just as ships dock at ports and passengers depart, there comes a moment when some must leave. It's natural, inevitable. And here's the truth many resist. Letting go isn't synonymous with abandonment or betrayal. It doesn't mean your care was any less genuine or your efforts any less meaningful. It means having the courage to honor your own journey. It means recognizing when someone's path diverges from yours and respecting yourself enough to release them with grace. Why cling to what no longer aligns with your purpose? Holding on too tightly only weighs you down, dragging your vessel beneath the waves of regret and longing. True strength lies not in clinging, but in the willingness to release, to wish them well as their journey continues apart from yours. Because in the end, isn't life about moving forward unburdened and free? Final thought. Choose peace over familiarity. At the end of the day, the people in your life should be like calm waters, soothing your restless soul, not stirring it into a storm. They should lift you closer to peace, not drag you deeper into chaos. So if you've been feeling that subtle, aching pull within your chest, that quiet, persistent whisper urging you to move on, trust it. It's the voice of your own growth calling, a voice often drowned out by the noise of comfort and habit. You were not meant to remain stagnant, bound by the chains of familiarity. You were meant to grow, to evolve, to stretch beyond the confines of what you once thought was possible. Picture a tree whose roots dig deep but whose branches forever reach skyward. That's you, anchored by wisdom, but forever striving upward toward strength and peace. Sometimes the bravest act isn't holding on tighter, it's releasing your grip, letting go of what no longer serves you even when it feels impossibly hard. Ask yourself, would you rather cling to something familiar that drains your spirit, or embrace the unknown where your soul might finally flourish? If these words stirred something within you, leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Until next time, stay strong, stay wise, and remember, you are the architect of your own journey. Choose peace. Choose growth. Choose you.